first things first. You've got to dress Morgan up, have James Charles do a makeover for her, and put her in Chuck E. Cheese. She'll get all the answers. Morgan will get all the answers. No doubt in my mind. Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to discuss Shane Dawson's new conspiracy video that came out yesterday, part 2. I read a lot of comments on Twitter and things like that, and on YouTube comments, but overall, what Shane Dawson is doing is amazing. I mean, you think about all the content that he's putting out for this part 2, I mean, it was all done in December. I mean, the interview was done in December. It's February. I mean, how many people can say they did an hour and a half of content within 2 months and edit it? And that's part 2 alone. You put that together with part 1, I mean, come on, over 3 hours of content within 2 months. I mean, that's crazy. So kudos to you guys for being able to pull that off. So I just want to talk about a couple things, some pros and cons, get through it really quick because you all got places to be. Let's start with the cons first. In terms of cons, I just don't think for part 2 only, I don't think the 3 stories go together. I don't think you can have like a human trafficking story go along with a Chuck E. Cheese pizza conspiracy story, and unfortunately I don't think the voice stuff actually even works. I think you guys actually missed the most exciting part of the video stuff, and that's that Adobe made this amazing software and decided not to use it. I mean, is that like a company with a morals? I mean, that's amazing to me. I mean, you got Jordan Peele doing this thing, and you have this audience going and watching this happen, and everyone going, oh my God, that sounds amazing. That is unreal. And then you guys you go through the sort of pseudo company that's the second tier, and truthfully, like, it just doesn't sound like the person. It just sounds too computerized. And yeah, maybe it does sound better going through the phone and things like that, but overall, like, you had us way up here with the Adobe stuff, and then when you took us to the rip-off company, sorry if it's not a rip-off company, but you took us to that lower tier company, and it just didn't sound as great. We were so hyped up from that Act 1. That Act 1 really got us going. And then, Shane, when you sort of put your voice in, we're like, oh my God, I can't wait to see how good this sounds. And then it didn't really sound great. It sounded very, again, computery. It just didn't work. You built something up, and you really built that up great. Like, you really had us going in Act 1, but then it just sort of, it didn't span out. You didn't really have a storyline in it either. I mean, realistically, it was just you guys sort of playing with the voice stuff and using it, and then, you know, trying it out, calling Morgan and calling Ryan Morgan's mother. It just didn't overly work in terms of a story, especially when you're cutting in and out between that, the Chuck E. Cheese piece, and the like more serious, very serious human trafficking story. So between those 3 storylines, they just don't really mix, you know? With that being said, in terms of your editing, I think your editing has been amazing with these latest conspiracy videos. You can really see a progression in your videos over the last few years. I mean, in terms of how you sort of went from these blocked conspiracy videos where you tell a whole piece of a story and then go to the next conspiracy and then the next conspiracy. And that's great, but it also allows the viewer to stop at the end of one of those parts of the video. So they could stop 3 minutes in because they're done with that specific conspiracy. Here, you're editing as if you're editing a real feature film, and you're going in and out of several subplots, and that's what really makes this thing tick. Regardless of how I feel about the actual storylines, you bouncing back from plot to plot to plot to plot, I mean, interweaving those 3 stories, I mean, the 90 minutes goes by in a heartbeat, and that's because of your editing style and the skills and the way that you're doing it. I saw a lot of people commenting that they were kind of confused, going back, jumping back and forth for the stories. Please don't listen to that. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, your evolution of the way you're able to tell a story now has been really fun to watch. From your old views and your old videos and your skits, and now all of a sudden you're sort of doing the Then you start doing the documentary style stuff where you go back and meet your first love, or revisit with your father, and these sort of documentary styles, and then how you sort of bump up to the next level with these several part series between Graveyard Girl and Jeffree Star and obviously Tanacon and the sociopath. So I mean, from here it's so fun to watch your projection going like this, and you're really onto something special, and I just want to say how much I really enjoy watching this. So please take what I say as constructive criticism, because I really, really enjoy what you do. The other thing I wanted to discuss was, okay, I was supposed to talk about cons, but I started sort of leaking in the pros and stuff because, I can't help it. I mean, your stuff is great. So I would say, though, I think you really you have to separate these stories. These stories don't work together. You can have several stories together and intertwine them, but not ones that have such different types. I mean, the human trafficking one, that's this crazy story, The slices of pizza one, as disgusting as it is, I've been to Chuck E. Cheese several times, and I can tell you that is a scary thought, knowing where that pizza comes from. But in that story, I also, what you said at the very first part of Act 1, it's the same as Act 3. And I think between your Act 1, your Act 2, and your Act 3 on these stories, I don't really see the climax to it. I mean, even when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you see the pizza, you're like, oh wow, like it's exactly what I said was going to happen in Act 1. So where's the sort of progression? I know you discussed, with an employee, but you sort of had to talk about it just to the camera as opposed to us seeing what happened. I want you to go a little further, and I want to see you talking to a manager, being like, hey, what's the deal with this pizza? Like, force them to kick you out. You're like, yeah, I know, you're not trying to start trouble or anything like that. But at the same time, these are the questions that your audience is asking, and these are the things that your audience is really hoping to see. And I just felt like we didn't fully get that. I feel like your Act 3s and all the stories are kind of not quite there. You don't really hit them home. Even with the voice thing, it's like, Act 1, you really had me. You had me way up here with all the Adobe stuff, and then it just didn't go anywhere from there. And then you guys you played around with it, and you didn't really go anywhere. You didn't take it anywhere. You didn't investigate really anything. Which is really what I kind of hoped for, and instead it just kind of fizzled away, and you sort of said, like, it could be really bad, if this was taken, if some evil person had this, like, the things that they would be able to do, it would be really bad. And unfortunately, you already said that in Act 1, so we already had all that in Act 1. We're not getting really anything new in Act 3. And even with the human trafficking story, it was such a compelling story. And I love what you did at the end where you said, F it, I'm going to show his face. But I want to know what happened. Like, what happened? Like, so he's with another family now. Like, what's going on? I mean, I kind of felt like you could go a little deeper with this, Found out a little bit more. I mean, it's crazy. The whole story is crazy, and I wanted more. And that's a testament to what you were able to do in Act 1 and Act 2 of this piece. But I just didn't feel like I got Act 3. I didn't feel like I got what I really hoped for. In terms of pros, I mean, I think what you guys are doing is beyond exceptional. I made a feature film myself. It was a horror film, 90 minutes long, and it took me years to make, okay? What you guys are doing in a matter of months is unbelievable. So please, please keep going. I can't wait to see the next part. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. Take the time you need, though. I feel like between Part 1 and Part 2, what you did in Part 1 was amazing. Like, I was just kind of, I was blown away by Part 1. Part 2, I felt like it was a little rushed. And if I appreciate what you did where you pushed the deadline because you wanted to get more stuff in. Like, kudos to doing that, because there's so much to do in terms of editing, in terms of the special effects, in terms of the storytelling. I know you have a lot of viewers, and I know they all want content immediately, don't feel like you have to be quicker and quicker and quicker. I mean, I understand how it works, but you guys are doing something so special and so different, and I just want you guys to continue doing that. And don't be afraid to push that date a little later if you have to, because I do feel like part 2 was a little rushed compared to part 1. I think part 2 probably could have been a lot more thought out. And I think if you guys had sort of the time and the ability where you could just take a step back and look from outside the world that you guys are driving yourselves into, like you could see that, like, okay, this might not work. Let's take a step back and really see what we're doing here. Because you nailed it in part 1, you nailed it with the previous documentary series that you had done. I just think this part 2 was a little off. With that being said, I love what you guys do. I can't wait to see the next one. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see the next one, whether it be in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Rock and roll, man. Make a goddamn horror movie. That's what I want. I want you to make another feature film. It's got to be a horror movie. And it has to have your screen pillow in it. It just has to. That's all I got. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you watching. Talk to you later.